People sometimes ask me, if you're so good, why are you running an agency instead of launching your own brand? And the truth is, an agency is a much better business to make money than a brand is. And right now, despite all of the AI doom and gloom, it's literally never been a better time to launch one. But there's a catch. It's the best time if you can see what's coming. For everybody else, it's about to be the worst this industry has ever seen. DTC retention is going through the biggest restructuring and honestly upside down it's ever had. There's two shifts that are hitting at the same time, and I think very few people have connected them. So whether you're running an agency, whether you work in-house or building a SaaS, chances are you are not ready for what's about to happen. And by the end of this video, you will at least have a solid idea of what to expect. Now, there's two shifts hitting at the same time. Number one, AI is eating the work this industry gets paid to do, right? Like you see it, Klaviyo is now launching Composer. They've already launched marketing agents as much as possible. And it's not just Klaviyo, by the way, it's all of the platforms. All of those platforms are basically out there trying to eliminate, let's say, the middleman between the platform and then the end user, which is honestly the merchant. It's not you, the agency or the freelancer or the retention marketer. Number two, the shift that I see is that the software companies and the agencies are starting to almost mimic each other. Software companies are introducing services and agencies are introducing technology. So they basically collapse into a new business model, a hybrid business model, wherein one person can service 100 different brands, and those 100 different brands feel like they're getting someone to look after them, but 95% of it is technology. And if you have this in mind, this is the best time ever to launch an agency, because you can create a business that can be infinitely scalable, right? Much more scalable than a regular agency. It can have incredibly good margins, and then on top of this, it retains like crazy because of the human touch. Now, think about the work you do. There's three levels of work. There's procedural, experiential, and innovative work. What is procedural? Procedural is basically building the emails, creating the segments, setting up the flows, checking the filters. All of this is being eaten by AI right now. Experiential is what you are able to do after you've looked through 100 accounts. You're basically able to tell that, hey, probably this is going to be the right call and this won't be the other call. It's basically things that you learn through experience. What is the problem with that? It's a context and data issue. If you take your brain, like the data within your brain, and upload it into a computer, AI could do the same thing and it could do it better than you, because it never gets tired, it sees the patterns better than you do, and it will ultimately be able to make better judgment calls than you would. So the experiential work right now is still driven by humans, but it is only a matter of context and uploading this context to an AI platform. And then AI is going to eat that too. And then the third thing is innovative work, which is basically the ability to create new concepts, which is something that I think is going to be very hard for AI to replicate. But it's also very hard and tough to do. And nothing stays innovative for long. For example, some time ago, I created the LTV Partner framework. I've had colleagues from other agencies text me that, hey, like actually, I really like this. I'm using it to create some new SOPs for us. Now everybody's talking about subscriptions. Now I'm not suggesting they all copied me, even though I think a lot of people copied me, but there are a few people like me that produce innovative work, which is then essentially being ripped off by other people and stops being innovative. So the only way you can be innovative is if you have the ability to come up with new things constantly, which is not very easy, frankly, right? So having said all of this, there's two viable paths for retention marketers. Number one is the volume play, wherein one account manager has 100 brands, each brand pays 500 a month, AI does 99% of the work. The other path is innovation, which is harder, and it requires real experience, real brains, and frankly, you're competing with people like me, so good luck. Either way, I recommend you make a decision. You're either gonna go for this path or that path. If you're in the messy middle, you're gonna be basically screwed. So my advice, if you go for the volume play, is to narrow down the use case as much as humanly possible. Solve one thing really well, then standardize and simplify the hell out of it. An example I can think of is win-back campaigns. All of those brands the big brands at least have hundreds of thousands of dormant customers they've just stopped contacting, right? So if you could create a playbook to reactivate and resurrect them, and then you made this a very simple and easy to deliver service, basically what you would need is a way to identify the dormant profiles that are likely to purchase again, and then a way to automatically create the content to bring them back. You could service tons of brands at the same time. That's, I think, a good way to look at it. I would not try to create a fully automated service, because if you try to automate everything, it's basically going to be low value, right? Like it's unlikely that you could compete with an actual good agency that has people that know what they're doing. So my advice is go narrow and do that one thing very, very well, which you will be able to do because it's so narrow. If you want to play the innovation game, what you have to do, and it's very hard to do, is basically you need to extract the know-how from your team's brains and make sure that the know-how becomes institutionalized so that it doesn't live within your strategist or your CMO, director of retention, whoever it is. You want it to become part of how the company does things. And the way I think about this is that you almost want to create an AI brain wherein people can ask and the company answers back. And the way you do this fundamentally is that you map out the data sources that you have, which can be the results of your work. It can be your SOPs that might live on Asana or ClickUp. It might be the time tracking for how long each task takes. And then you have all of this data and it gets fed into a database, and then people can query the database. database. And then that database can talk back. And then it's a matter of, keeping the database and the AI brain up to date with the latest learnings that you discover. So the work almost changes from execution to discovery of new know-how. You standardize within the AI brain, and then you implement per the AI brain, while the team is meant to discover new feedings to the AI brain. And in that context, in my perspective, the objective should be really to reduce all of the bullshit that surrounds the work that your team does, so that they can have the brain space and the power to actually experiment and try new things, so that they can invent new knowledge that will then become institutionalized, that will then be given to the AI. That is my opinion. I think it's a super exciting time, and I think many of our colleagues in other agencies are growing faster than we did before. We're seeing tons of opportunity. If you're thinking of entering the space, enter the space, committed to one of those two paths that I outlined. I think if you stay in the middle, and especially if you rely on past experience or I've done it for a long time, so people are going to trust me, I don't think it's going to go well. You have to either lower your price, basically, and service a lot of brands, or you have to really position yourself to work with those high-end projects wherein you can deliver a lot of value by creating new know-how that no AI will be able to invent. If this was helpful, be sure to subscribe. This is a new content format I plan to periodically post. Basically, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the industry, how brands work, how retention marketing works, where agencies are going. Please leave comments down below if you found this interesting.